Hello and welcome to the apocalypse.
Pew, pew, pew.
They are making fireworks noises as fireworks are going off in our background. So if you hear them,
Silver, is that what you think fireworks sound like?
Yes, 100%.
I don't think they sound like
Pew pew pew.
it sounds like fireworks. Bottle rockets.
bottle rockets.
Well, it is almost the 4th of July, which is dating this episode as it'll probably come out in September is after July, right?
That would be August.
No.
August. Is this episode will probably come out in August, or actually it might come out in September.
Probably close.
Time is hard.
This one might be September.
Time is but an illusion.
We're recording ahead of time, so enjoy the fireworks in not July.
Yeah.
If you just happen to hear them, ignore them. But also, with the fireworks going off, it sounds kind of like our topic today. Like the sounds of mechs exploding.
Not shooting guns, exploding.
Yes, which is the secondary job of most mechs.
To explode.
What's the first job?
Explode other things.
Yes.
Hmm.
We are doing mechs today. And would either you guys like to explain our rules or what the mechs are?
I can.
Or what is considered a mech? What we are considering a mech, that is.
Yeah, well, that's really important, what we're considering mechs. So we picked mechs that are pilotable, and you have to be completely encased in the mech. So something like maybe like a suit of armor for a character like Reinhardt from Overwatch probably wouldn't count because it's not as much a mech as it is armor. Whereas if you go to, I think it's something that like is very obvious that none of us would pick. We'll stick in the same universe. Maybe like Diva from that show. That's because she's piloting, she's fully encased. That's a mech. So, and we'll argue about it. I'm sure if there's ones that we feel very strongly for that the other ones don't. So, and the ratings we're going to use for this are durability, scale of 1 to 10. So, what can it survive? What has it survived? Versus, is it very fragile? Artillery. I'm taking artillery, and this is something we haven't talked about yet, to mean as far as firepower and destructive ability, right? Or is that just like weaponry?
I was considering its destructive capabilities, its artillery, what damage, what weapons. Artillery mainly means like firing weapons, but we'll kind of do like a general weaponry.
Perfect. That was my thought too, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't alone.
Because some mechs are melee.
Fair. And design, because what's the point in having a giant robot if it doesn't look cool? So how cool is the design or how lame is the design?
Yeah.
And all those will be scale 1 to 10. And the loser will pick the topic for next episode, or the wheel will pick it.
So, with that understanding on the way, would you like to spin our wheel, Mage?
Spin the wheel!
See who's first.
Spin it.
Here we go. Let's go. I get to start. I've never been so excited.
Yay, not the mama.
Not the mama, not the mama. Silver, do you know what that's from?
That is from, I know it's the ugly lizard monsters. I don't.
Yeah, dinosaur. All right, so I am picking a classic show that we all watched as children.
Oh dear.
It is very fun. I am picking Zoids. Specifically, I am picking the Liger Zero Panzer from Zoids. I believe it was Chaotic Century. Or maybe it's New Century. It was the one that was on when we were kids in like the aughts. I have an image here of, just in case y'all forgot. I'll put it in our little chat. So this is specifically the Liger Zero Panzer. It is, the reason it's called Panzer is it's actually modeled after a Panzer tank. It's got the green camo. It's artillery based. And in the show, it is shown to be the most powerful in terms of raw firepower. So all of the different compartments on its body can open up, and it can fire, I don't know the exact number, but it's upwards of like 150 to 200 precision high impact missiles, as well as having 2 very large like ion cannons on its back. The downside, the model kit for that looks really sweet. I want to find one of those. That's gonna be my first model kit ever to buy.
It looks like he also has weapons on its tail.
Like yes, it's a laser cannon, I think.
Laser?
I think it's like a self-guided laser cannon to attack. So it technically has no blind spot because of that. It is very slow because it is carrying so much armor. So it does mimic a tank in that regard where it's not very fast, but it is very deadly.
Isn't the base model for this one Liger Zero, and then Liger Zero Panzer is when they just buff him out with weapons?
Yeah, so it's Liger Zero is the original model. It's the white one. And then it takes off its armor and it has, I think it's Jaeger. Liger Zero Jaeger is the blue one. And it's the fast model. It's got like boosters on its top. And then there's Schneider, which is the orange one that has blades everywhere. It can cut through things. And then Panzer is the like the one with all the guns and everything. But it like shifts out the different armor and everything.
Okay, monDe, you're more of a Zoids expert than I am. Would you like to go first?
I think expert is very much stretching the bar, considering I haven't seen it since we were wee pups. But I shall give it my best. Just to refresh my memory, this is not the one that like has cloaking, right? The one that like disappears.
No, that's the Jaeger. That's the blue one that's super fast. It moves so fast that you can't detect it.
I specifically remember that one disappearing a lot.
Yeah, it was so fast that it just gone.
Well, looking at it and then thinking how durable, if it's based off a Panzer tank, I mean, it probably can take a few hits, but I'm sure it's going to like break apart at some point, like everything. But it's a tank. But it's slow, so it's not going to be able, like if it got in a fight with the stealth one, I'm going to have to give it an 8 on durability. I can't find any justice to prove that it's weak because I haven't seen. Then artillery, I mean the whole thing itself. Like, are we talking like it's got enough firepower to level a city, maybe? Or
yeah,
like,
it takes out an army of Zoids by itself.
are these like your average Zoids, or are these like the Zoids like Liger style? Because I know that's like saying a Jedi took out a whole slew of clones, and they're
I
all
thought
like,
you were going to say a whole slew of younglings.
Now, we don't support youngling slaughter in this episode.
It was able to take out the unmanned Zabats, and they look like regular sized
Those
Zoids.
were the autopilots ones, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Still, I'll give it a 7 on artillery, because I think like enough firepower to wipe out like a town or something.
I feel like because it did hit them with like, it took out, like I said, it was at least 50 to 75 of them. If you aim all those missiles at like a building, gone.
Your argument has convinced me. I shall change my 7 to a 9.
Very humble.
What?
Silver, you shut the fuck up.
It's not my turn yet. Okay.
As for design, I mean, it looks like all the other ones in the show.
How dare you?
Besides the tumor wings on the back for the cannons.
You call them tumor wings? That's fucking rude.
So, like, not very unique. Like, they could just paint job and slap some things on to make, like, one that looks like it.
This motherfucker.
I'm gonna have to give it a 5 on design.
You bitch.
Hey, you changed my mind on artillery.
That's
design
fine.
Is another thing.
I'll take it. So that's if my calculations are correct. If Crow's checking me, okay, I think that's 22.
I was not checking. I'll check in editing.
I'll check in editing.
By the way, scores are final.
Okay, my turn now.
Yep.
So, We got the Liker Zero Panzer, very green, which is fine. Durability, he's a tank. He's built to be taking hits.
And he does withstand, like, in that episode, he withstands an onslaught from a fucking army.
And according to the wiki, he did eventually end up getting destroyed, and he had to release the Panzer armor and go back right to the regular Liger.
Yeah, that was due to overheating issues.
Yeah,
because it's such heavy armor. That's why, like I said, it's a slower model.
So with durability, I'd say overheating is also a part of durability.
That's fair. It did take a little bit to get to that point, though. Like, it was at least a 10-minute battle before that happened.
I mean, it's not going to be a low score. I'd say my score for durability would probably be, I'd say, roughly about a 7.
That's fair.
And artillery wise, I mean, it's built to be artillery.
Yeah.
It has all of its weaponry. It's probably good, heavy hitting by the looks of it. But compared to other universes, it's probably child's play.
What?
Well, considering if I'm not sure if either you guys have it, but the final mech in Gurren Lagann is the size of and can throw galaxies.
Okay, but it's also 1,500 times the size of any other mech in that show.
It's the largest mech known in any anime universe.
You're correct.
Yeah. I mean, so comparatively wise, it's
all right.
But for this universe, it's doing pretty well for itself. I think I'd also give it a 7. The tail laser bumps it up some.
The tail laser is very cool. I actually didn't even see it until you pointed it out.
Design wise, though, I like its design. There's not many Liger models from what I remember. It's mainly the MCs, main characters, ride.
Yeah, I think this one in the previous season, the main character is a Liger.
I think that's the Liger is the Pikachu of the Zoids franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
I really like its animalistic. They gave it teeth and claws for melee attacks. Screen, I'd say a 9 for design because I like all the Zoids' designs.
Yeah, this was for sure I had like 4 or 5 different ones in my head, and I was like, I'm pretty sure any of these would be solid.
It's not my favorite design of the Liger. I believe my favorite one is the Blade.
Yeah, the Schneider. It's the orange one, right? Or are you talking like the red one?
Give me a second. Jaeger.
Yeah, the blue one with the boosters.
Yeah, my favorite was the blue with the boosters. Looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah, fair. I will take the 23 with gratitude.
Okay, then. So 23 from me and a 20 something from monDe.
22.
22 from monDe.
Spin that wheel. And silver.
Okay, so I'll start with the mech you both know well because we watched the show back in 2003 together.
Uh-oh.
The show it comes from is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You motherfucker.
Good,
Can you
not
get
the one
the
I
mech?
thought.
It was on my fucking list.
Does monDe know the mech?
Nope. I don't remember them having a mech.
Because it is kind of a mech, but it is also a mech because it fits our right.
It fits the criteria.
Is it a power suit? Did Donnie build himself a power suit?
It's the Shredder.
Yeah, that's right, because he's piloted by the weird glob thing.
Yeah.
He's piloted by Krang.
Was it Krang? Krang's not the one that pilots Shredder.
No, Krang has his own suit. What is the little glob? Is it Krang, though?
It's Shura, I think.
Shirel.
Yeah, something
Jarell?
like that. But he's like a little brain, like gooey red alien who has a Shredder suit. He pretty much copied and stole Shredder's identity from the old era and continued on to make a bunch of money. But
yeah, everyone forgets about Shredder being a businessman, but He was.
He's got to run the Foot Ninja somehow.
Isn't the Foot Ninja from Jackie Chan?
I thought
No.
the Shredders were Foot Ninjas
It's the
too,
Foot
weren't they?
Clan. That's the Foot Clan. Is that what the ones in Jackie Chan were called?
I think so as well.
I look like a psychopath Googling enemies in Jackie Chan adventures.
I'll say you're probably gonna get the dragons.
It's called the Dark Hand.
Oh, so yeah, Foot Clan in
Dark Hand.
TMNT, and then the hand in Jackie Chan.
It's very close.
They're body parts.
God, I forgot about that show. I'm going to use that in our forgotten shows list.
Yeah, but Shrel's just a little guy who sits inside inside the Shredder's abdomen and pilots him. He has to pilot him because he can't see or fit his limbs. So, but the Shredder design is just a old style Japanese suit of armor around the metal casing. He's got the claws. He's got pretty much just his claws on his knuckles,
blades on his shoulders,
blades on his shoulders, blades on his shins.
You're pandering here.
And he doesn't stay small, because this Shredder also gets a large form, which is about a building tall. It's from the movies Turtle Forever. Shredder ends up getting a giant form, which is about 3 stories big, 4 stories big.
I can go first. Give monDe a second to think about what he likes. Yeah, process. I am going to. So, durability, it's not going to be very high. Because he does get defeated by the turtles, by the 2 sets of turtles. And I think it gets taken away a little bit because the turtles defeated him, and the turtles themselves don't have a lot of firepower. If that makes sense. Like, they're just turtles with ancient weapons. Like, they're very powerful, but not strong enough to take out a mech. So durability, I'm gonna give it a 6 for durability. It is still a giant mech.
Yeah.
Artillery, I'm gonna do a 7 because if I remember right, it can grow like bigger blades out of its hands, right? I think that was one of the things.
I don't remember. I should have rewatched. But
you're good. I'm looking to see if I can find it. I remember distinctly it grew like one really big sword out of the one hand. This is a really weird photo comparing it to like King Kong, I guess. But yeah, it can grow like a blade out of each hand. I don't know if it does anything else as far as firepower goes, but I mean that blade is the size of a bus, so it's pretty fucking strong. So yeah, 7 on artillery. Design, I actually don't know if I like the design. Yeah, they crossed over universes with Star Wars too. That's the the Death Star.
That's your multiverse traveling device.
The design is fine. I would have much more liked a different design when they made him big instead of just the classic trope of regular person get big kind of thing. I do like the little guy's design. I do like, what is it, Sherelle? I do like his design. So I'll say a 6 as well. I think a 19.
I knew it wasn't going to be very heavy hitting.
That's a really unique one though. I like that. monDe?
So I'm kind of on the same page with Mage when it comes to durability. It's been shown where his armor gets cracked and broken, and just by like simple weapons. But the turtles are mutants, so it's not like it's a basic turtle smacking him.
Pause for the cause too. If you would have picked Krang, I would have voted much higher. Because I don't know why, but I love the Krang bodysuit design. Because it's just so derpy, and I love it so much.
He's not fully enclosed, though, technically.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry. Go ahead, monDe.
But yeah, for durability, I'm going to have to give him I'd say a 7. Because it's still pretty good. Because when Batman faced off against him, he had issues breaking through the suit, and it's Batman. Artillery wise, he doesn't have very much firepower, but he does have martial arts skills, I feel, which imply into his slashy slash stabby stab designs, along with the 80-foot long blade that comes out of his fucking wrists.
I do love, that's my favorite thing. It literally looks like someone cut off his hand and just put a giant sword there. It's not like he's holding one, it's literally just.
I'm going to have to give artillery a 7 as well on that one. And then design. I like the Shredder's design in general, just because of how much stabby stabs is on it. And like it makes it harder to fight him, I feel like, because there's so many slash points. But the fact they took the Shredder and turned it into a mega evolution from Pokemon just by making it bigger.
He's got bigger points too, like they do in
Yeah.
Pokemon.
That's so funny.
He just went Gigantamax or Mega Evolution. I haven't figured it out yet.
It is very similar to, it's the Power Rangers trope, right?
Yeah.
Where they're fighting a villain, they beat the villain, and then all of a sudden he's 2 stories tall.
I'm going to give him an 8 for design, just because I like his design.
That's fine. I just want to point out monDe has only given 22s.
Yeah.
We'll see how this keeps going. And our last one is monDe.
I don't know if I should start with the one Mage is going to roast me on, or if I should do the unique one first.
I would roast you on both, so.
Alright, fine. My first mech I have chosen is none other than from the realm of One Piece.
Oh, of course it is.
Let me guess. General Frankie.
Yeah.
He was on my list too.
Did you think I was going to roast you for this?
Yes, because you hate One Piece.
I do hate One Piece. I actually don't hate this design, though. Give me some feats. What does it do?
He has a kick-ass sword in his back. He is fused together with 2 other vehicles that are stored on the Sunny. There's the Frankie tank and... oh, I can't remember the other one.
I do see the tank.
Yeah, because one of them's a drill that he uses to burrow around all the place.
Oh, I see the drill in the head.
Yeah. And then he's got rocket launchers, flamethrowers. He uses this to take out a whole Fishman army, along with protecting the ship when Baby 5 and what's his head with the propeller come to try and take the ship from Punk Hazard.
So there was a second where I was like, man, this show has mechs. I thought it was about pirates. And then I remember it's been going for 80 years, and I was like, oh, wow, you got to do everything at that point.
Yeah, Frankie's on the inside, and he can open it up, open the chest plate up, and just start talking and like taunting the enemy.
Oh, so he's not totally enclosed?
He can open it up.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, because he's right behind the One Piece sign.
You mean the Straw Hat logo?
Yeah, One Piece sign.
God damn it.
The Jolly Roger.
It is the Jolly Roger. I didn't even see the show, and I know that. Silver, why don't you go first? Because I don't know shit about shit with this thing.
I know some stuff about the General Frankie. Durability is pretty high. It can take a beating from some high-ranking members of Kaido's army, which monDe's not to yet.
Nope. Good thing I don't care about spoilers.
But it is pretty decent. I don't remember much about it because they don't give Frankie a lot of screen time compared to the rest. But he's been taking out a bunch of goons on Fishman Island and stuff. So I have to rate durability with we'll go 6. Artillery wise is high because he's got a bunch of different weapons on him. He can do melee combat by punching. He's got swords. He's got grenade launchers, cannons. He can even piloting it. He can open it up and do like his Frankie cannons.
The nipple lasers.
Yes, and he's just big. He's giant sized.
He's just big.
He's smaller than Monster Point. I mean, he's the strongest mech currently.
But how many mechs are in the show?
2. Oh no, 1. The one's a robot. Yeah. Artillery wise, I'd have to say 9 just because of all his variety of stuff he can do. And design wise, 4.
What? Look at that hair.
The hair, which is the drill, is fine. He's a keg on 2 toothpicks.
He is a cola barrel on 2 toothpicks.
He looks like he was designed by an 8-year-old that you were told, make something that's really strong looking.
He skipped leg day.
He skipped
Exactly.
leg day, bicep day, but he hit shoulders and abs hard.
Yes.
And those are the points that count.
He hit abs so hard he got fat.
So unfortunately, I mean, the big warning sign. He's cool, but he's lame at the same time.
It's a great way to describe
it. Plus, I remember he still yells "super" all the time.
Yeah, it's super.
So for me, it's a total of 19.
That's a rough one. Is that the lowest score we've given out so far? Well, it ain't gonna be the lowest for long. Yeah, I'll start with appearance. It's fine. Keg on toothpicks is generous. It looks like a nuclear power plant on telephone poles.
That sounds cooler.
Not really. I don't like the shoulders. I don't know why, but that is throwing me off so much. The shoulders with the really thin whip arms. So I'm gonna give it. I will also say a 4 for appearance. Durability looks like it'd be fairly strong, right? Everything I'm reading, it looks pretty strong. It does get the. I'm looking at one where it gets the shit kicked out of it in the one episode though, by Sasaki's techniques.
Is that a Kaido arc? That's Kaido arc. God damn it.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, you're not there yet. My bad.
No.
It's gonna get the shit kicked out of it here soon. Yeah, so I'm gonna say durability is 7. Artillery, one of my favorite phrases is a jack of all trades is a master of none. It seems like he can do all these really cool things, but they're not all really effective.
To be fair, that is not the whole saying.
I know, but I like that one better. It fits here. It seems like he can do a lot of things, but he doesn't do any of them like extremely well. Like he's got a little fireball that he can shoot. Okay, but it doesn't ever kill anybody. So I'm gonna say probably a 6 for artillery. So that's a 17. I think that's pretty good.
Your One Piece characters just don't hit very hard, monDe, on our scoring.
I noticed.
To be fair, the things we have done so far do not fit the One Piece mold.
No.
Now we do pirates, over.
Pirates, powers, world building.
Most of the main characters from One Piece, I actually really like the design and the powers. And like Luffy Gear 5 is the fuck, he's so strong. Just not General Frankie.
Yeah, not General Frankie. General Frankie is on Frankie's wanted poster, by the way, not actually Frankie.
Not actually Frankie.
Yeah, so see,
That's
General
funny.
Frankie's wanted.
He ain't wanted here. All right, so I believe I am next then.
Yes, round 2.
Round 2. I am going to pick. This is a really fun one for me, and I'm very excited. I am going to pick the Hulkbuster armor from Iron Man. Well, technically, it's Avenger. The cinematic universe premiere was in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
So, are you using just the Hulkbuster in general, or Hulkbuster from that movie specifically?
I'm going to pick the Hulkbuster in general. I'm going to talk about it in the movie because that's the most like widely used because it's the most popular as of now.
Okay.
So I'll do it like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine.
So it was developed by Tony Stark, who's Iron Man, obviously. It was made to contain, not kill, but contain and neutralize the Hulk. And the reason it was made to contain, when I say contain, it was meant to fight him to a standstill where Tony could get the Hulk to stop and be able to contain him. Just so that way he wouldn't have to. So you can't really kill him. You just can't kill the Hulk. But it was meant as a way to delay him and contain him so that he could get him to transform back into Bruce Banner. And in the fight specifically, he has a lot of different like ways to fight the Hulk. He grabs his hand and completely immobilizes his hand at one point. He's able to pick him up and fly him around and flies him through multiple buildings. He fights him for a good amount of time, and this is also a Hulk who was not holding back. He was under the control of Wanda Maximoff, so he was completely just primal rage. So being able to hold his own against the Hulk is no small feat. I also really like the look of it because it is just like a much bigger, buffer version of his armor. And it has the same artillery that his regular suits have, like the chest ion cannon, the hand cannons, and the missiles that it shoots out. And it can fly through rocket boosters and stuff.
Pretty heavy hitting. So the Hulkbuster, it's easier to start with design, so we'll start there this round. I like Iron Man. I got an Iron Man motorcycle helmet. Still pandering.
It's not pandering.
The
Not at
Hulkbuster
all.
is a bigger, cooler, more melee built unit. It's also cool that Mage didn't mention that if the Hulk breaks off a part of the Hulkbuster, they send another chunk from a satellite to repair it or replace it. So if he loses a hand, he gains a new hand till he runs out of parts.
I actually forgot about that.
So design wise, I'm gonna have to give it a 9.
You just couldn't stand to give me a 10, huh?
No, because it has red.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm not a big character red. He's one of the few red characters I like. But the red and gold is kind of, as the sister says, bougie.
Bougie.
Because he's a rich guy, so he paints everything racing red and gold.
The color of me.
But his blue armors are a lot cooler, I think.
Yeah, or what is it? The white, it's nano mech, like the thought controlled one.
Yeah. So 9 on design. Strength wise, for the universe, it can take out a lot of stuff, but still, it can only fight the Hulk to a standstill. Even then, Hulk went to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
But even against Thor and stuff, I think in Thanos, it was having issues when Bruce Banner was controlling it.
Yeah.
And it is limited to having an arc reactor built into it for power.
So
Or no, he got rid of the arc reactor before that.
he did, yeah. So that's only if Tony Stark is controlling it.
Yeah.
So Bruce Banner controlled it and didn't need an arc reactor, but and then it suffers the same as like it's just a battery, so it can run out of battery at that point.
I'm going to say 9 on artillery as well, and durability an 8 because, an 8, just based on its fight with other things, and usually the Hulkbuster ends up being destroyed 90% of the time it faces something.
When you even said like the pieces do get destroyed, that's it's and he even knows that Nalots were like, oh, I'm gonna have other pieces ready to go.
Yep,
So
that's why he built so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an 8, a 9, and a 9. So almost a perfect score, but it's one of my favorite mechs I forgot about because I wasn't thinking outside the box enough.
Outside the suit.
Yeah.
Ah.
So that'd be 9, 18, 26.
monDe, what you got?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Marvel or DC very much, but I will not let that hindrance my vote much.
Okay.
Durability wise, I mean, it sounds like it gets busted up a bunch, but if it got replacement parts that come. However, there was something I heard that made me want to lower my durability was that it has a battery that can run out.
So, yeah, if it's being run by anyone other than Tony Stark. So, and even then, it does have a limited power capacity, just like anything else.
And I thought I read that the Hulkbuster has never once beat the Hulk.
It's not, so there. You can say that about most things. Most things in the Marvel universe can't defeat the Hulk. It is meant to subdue him, like to get him to go to sleep.
So it's like
literally.
a restraint.
Yeah.
So with the breaky of the parts, but the restory of the parts and the battery, I'll give durability for it a 5 because it's like a glass cannon.
Fair.
Because artillery, I mean, it's keeping up with the fucking Hulk. So artillery, I'm gonna give it a fucking 8 for that.
Yeah.
And then design. I mean, I like red. The red and gold is nice. However, it ain't got no neck.
It ain't Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no neck.
Do you want a snapping point when you're facing the Hulk?
That's fair. It's just armored.
No, not if you're facing the Hulk, but you got an R2D2 head on top of the Hulk, on top of a Hulk Iron Man suit.
Technically, so did General Frankie.
No, Frankie had a neck.
What?
He has a very tiny head and a neck. That's what made it comical. Iron Man looks like he took R2's head and put it on his suit. Except this blue suit. This blue suit looks really cool.
I do like the blue one.
If you'd have went with the blue one, that would have probably been a lot more point. But it's very Iron Man-y for design-wise, because it still resembles Iron Man. So I'm going to have to give his design a 6.
You ruined my 20 and above scores so far.
Did I?
As a 19.
It wasn't a 22, though.
Fair. It was not a 22. Next is...
We're getting to the little more nitty-gritty animes that I'm not sure if you guys have seen.
Oh,
God.
This was a really popular anime back when it first came out, and it was like cosplayed everywhere. But it's technically like a sci-fi romance action based anime by the name of Darlin and Franxx. So these mechs are called Franxx. It takes 2 people to pilot them.
Franxx, like the hot dog?
Franxx.
Yeah, you know if it's got XX, it's going to get interesting.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Turn save
It
search
takes-
on.
No. You don't need to. But they're positioned in it takes 2 pilots. They're positioned in a questionable pose, and the closer their relationship is the pilots have, usually the better they can control these Franxx.
Is there a specific mech that you're picking from this?
It's called the Sterliza. It's the MC's mech, but it is a mech with they're inside of it.
Mhm.
The 2 pilots. It's humanoid in form. It's got some white shoulder guards. It's got a spear on its arm that it uses to plunge, a shield on the other arm. It's actually shaped like this because if the pilots are not in sync or one of them goes unconscious, it transforms into a lion.
Where's
A
the lion?
fucking lion?
Yeah, it's like a lion in its base, and then the 2 pilots get inside, and if they have a good connection, they can transform it into this humanoid form. And the closer the romantic or intimate relationship that they get, they transform into other forms. Which one's a red form, and another one is pretty much a upper half of a human with a like a wedding dress.
I see the red one. I'm looking for...
Found
Okay.
the blue one that's like...
Yeah, which their forms are red form, and then Sterliza True Apus
Is that the
is
lion?
no, that's the final form, pretty much, where it can travel through galaxies and dimensions.
God damn.
Is extra large, it becomes super large. Yes, but still technically a mech, even though it looks human.
Yeah, that just looks like a person.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
defeats these weird monster type creatures that are really abstract in shape.
Really? Abstract in shape? Wouldn't have guessed. From just the original mech. monDe, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I mean, sure, I'll go first.
Get her up.
So, durability. I mean, the lion form definitely looks like it could take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
The final form doesn't look like it's got much armor. Looks like it stripped its armor, even though it's still a mech.
It also grew like 40 times its size.
Oh, is it bigger?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. All those little blue dots are spaceships that the little ones like its first form rides on.
Oh.
Yeah, it ain't worried about
Mm.
attacks. You reach a certain size and you're just like, fucking hit me.
I'll give it a 7 on durability. I mean, it's got a shield and a little spiky horn on its forehead.
Also, I should mention it is not slime proof because one of these monsters had a slime core and it got punctured and splattered on everybody, and it leaked down in through the mechs and got them all. And of course, it does what slimes do in animes, which melt clothes.
Of course it did.
Did that make their bond stronger then?
Made something stronger, probably.
I was gonna say, I believe you said if they're the more intimate they are, the powerful it gets.
It's intimate romantically, not physically,
Uh,
because it is a romance type anime.
If it was the
First.
other one, it would be in a different category. Right now, it's an action anime. We're getting real close to the other kind.
It's not a hentai show, it's more a romance type action anime.
Like Rosary.
Yeah, that one's not much romance. That's more of a fan service anime.
Fan service. Oh, that's another category.
I mean, if this final form is as big as you say it is, and those are all the ships, I'm just gonna skip artillery for right now and go ahead and give design a 10.
Ooh,
monDe loves it.
I like the thought of if one goes unconscious, it's just a lion, but if they're like there, it's a human, and if they're like there, it's more of a human.
and the final form on this one, if you can tell, it's a wedding dress.
That's fair.
Oh, artillery wise though, I mean, it just looks like it's got little stabby stabs and shields. Does it shoot lasers?
I don't remember. I think it does because in the final form, all those pink dots in the first picture are lasers
Yeah,
forming that it made, so it can in fact shoot lasers in that form.
I'll give it an 8 for artillery then.
That's a really high score.
If it was just gonna be sword and shield, I was gonna give it like a 5, but it does shoot lasers, so
Yeah.
it can actually do something.
Oh, it does shoot lasers because when it stabs an enemy, it that straw on the back of the gun, on the back of the stabber, the spear, it like pulls some sort of energy source from it, and it explodes outwards.
Oh, so it's like a gun lance.
It's a gun
Pretty
lance
much.
for sure. It's straight up just a gun lance. What was your final score, monDe?
25.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I am going to say durability. I'm gonna go with a 6, just because it doesn't look like it has armor everywhere. Like you said, the slime stuff. We'll say a 6 for that. Artillery. I'm gonna go an 8. I love the gun lance. Is my favorite weapon in Monster Hunter. Is very cool. Design. I'm gonna give it a 5. I don't like the original design. The lion is cool. It almost like looks like Frankie to me, where it's got like the bulbous shoulders and then really thin like arms. Just not a huge fan of that. The gun lance is cool. I do like that though, but
Yeah.
just not a huge fan of it.
The big shoulders is the downfall of the transforming because the parts have to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. It looks like a transformer where it just has a bunch of like extra pieces hanging out. So I think a 19 for me. Don't mind me, just over here only giving silver 19s.
You always give me the same exact answer every show.
Every time. It's not on purpose.
That leaves little old me.
That leaves little old you.
Alright, I'm gonna throw out the oddball now. Then we'll get into the argumentative one at the end.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Does the name Dynamo ring a bell to you too?
Should it?
It feels very Generator Rexy, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, close. It is around that time era. Maybe a little.
Are we talking Megas XLR?
Nope. Dynamo.
Oh.
Powerpuff Girls
Oh,
robot.
you motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
The Powerpuff Girls wanted to fight giant monster, kept losing. Professor made him a robot and took qualities from each of the girls, with Bubbles' pigtails and Buttercup's hairline, Blossom's bow. The bow is a weapon. The thing practically destroyed Townsville. It never broke apart. They just somehow stashed it somewhere.
Don't they never use it again, also?
Right, because the mayor forbid them. Because the mayor was like, I would like to say you saved the town, but you destroyed it! Don't use that thing again!
I'm going to go first. So, for my mech rating, durability, it gets a 7. Because it came out of that battle pretty unscathed. But it's only got the one battle, so we don't really know much. So that unknown takes it down a little bit for me. Artillery, it's very strong, but it doesn't have like the lasers and stuff. But it's still pretty strong. So we'll say an 8. Design 5. It's just a giant robot.
It's a giant robot girl.
It suffers the exact same trope we talked about with like Power Rangers and the Shredder and everything like that, where it's just this character thing that's the same design, make it big. That's 20.
That's my highest score yet.
I was gonna say, I think that's pretty generous.
I'm gonna lose this again.
So just going based off of memory, we'll get design out of the way first. 5. It is just a Powerpuff Girl, but bigger.
Amen.
No thumbs, no toes. But power-wise, for its artillery, since it can destroy Townsville, yeah, with all the rockets and everything.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Say probably a 10 power-wise for the universe if they got banned from using it.
Hey monDe, I'm gonna make an on-the-fly call because I forgot about that. Your score is a 22.
Though you said all scores are final.
When the episode's over.
And durability-wise, did it get scratched or anything, or was it just a one-sided beatdown?
Thought it was more of a one-sided beatdown because at the end it was doing the breakdancing and then broke some more down.
Let's say 9 for durability then. I mean, there's nothing really much you can break on it. Everything's pretty well attached or weaponized. So that'd be a total of 24 for me.
By far your best one yet.
Dynamo! I think that's my highest score I've gotten on any of mine. I'll have to go back and look. No, I think I got good points for Itachi.
All right, with that, round 2 concluded. Round 3.
Fight.
Mage.
All right.
Is it going to be a hit, a miss, planetary destruction, or self-destruction?
I have a lot of options for what I can pick because you guys didn't really pick any on my list.
Those last 2 are not mutually exclusive. Ask Cell.
And I really want to pick one that I think you guys are going to laugh at because it'll be fun. So we can't do this list and not pick Gundam, right? Because it is the mech anime. I'm picking the Gundam Death Scythe, new mobile report Gundam Wing. Death Scythe is one of the main Gundams in that show. It's the second of 5 Gundams sent to Earth from the space colonies. It was described as a masterpiece. It had stealth capability, so it was one of the fastest Gundams, had stealth capability, and was one of the deadliest because of its ability to sever whole pieces of Gundams. But it has a beam scythe, as well as a buster shield. It's got a cannon. It's got a Vulcan gun, just like a really strong laser gun, which is built into the head. Machine gun, obviously, because what doesn't have that? Cannon, as well as the jetpack on its back. The special equipment that it has a hyper jammer, which scrambles enemy radar and camera, so that's what makes it stealth. And then the self-destruct function, it is able to explode and destroy several city blocks as a last resort.
All right, monDe, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna get design out of the way already.
It's a 10, obviously.
I mean, I would give the model a 10 because look at those wings. But if you look at like the wings on this last picture here, it kind of looks like he's just got like butterfly wings with rockets on his wings. But all in all, I like the color scheme. It makes sense if it's a stealth droid.
I'm really trying.
We're gonna give design an 8.
It's just a droid.
Artillery, it doesn't. Besides from the kamikaze cell maneuver, the scythe seems like its only other weapon.
It has a gun attached to the side of its head. It like pops out a little.
I think most Gundams do.
Oh, I see it. Okay, so it has some other defense besides the scythe. The scythe is its main weapon, though, right?
And it has a Buster Shield, which blocked the Gundam Wing Zero's twin Buster Rifle, which is the strongest attack in Gundam at that time.
Is that what this little white stabby stick is here on his? What is
Yeah.
that? Left arm.
Yep. On his left arm.
So it's not totally useless. I have to give artillery probably a 7. Yeah, we'll go with a 7. The kamikaze maneuver definitely has an impact on that.
Hope you enjoyed the Cell games. Bye, everybody. Go fuck yourself.
7 city blocks, though. I feel like you're destroying more than one cell game.
Y'all have to watch, even if you skip the entirety of the show and just watch the last episode. It is so good. I actually just watched it again today.
Durability, I mean, I know Gundams are known to getting like destroyed, beat up, blown up, but they can sure as hell take some hits.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to default to like a 6 for durability. That's a 21, if my math is right.
I think so. That's what I had as well.
Yay, I did math without clicking my pen.
Tear me apart, Silver.
Okay. And we'll start with the durability, as Death Scythe was destroyed and then got rebuilt into Death Scythe Hell.
Yeah.
Everything can be rebuilt with enough parts, but it does withstand the strongest beam with the shield. If anything else gets hit, probably not well. So I'm gonna have to say 7. 7 durability, attack power, and slicing ability. Plus stealth. Stealth and melee always boosts stuff. So 9 with artillery. Because anything in Gundam is usually sword or gun. But having a scythe, scythes are one of my favorite types of fantasy weapons.
Me too.
They don't do crap in real life unless you're using like a war scythe.
Yeah.
Even then, it's not very effective. But being laser powered definitely helps. Design wise, though, I like its first design better. But since you changed the design to be us doing design on Hell instead, I really don't like how their wings are made.
Oh, that's fair.
The thrusters on the inside of the wings look weird.
I will give you that.
The worst part is
Don't say it.
he's wearing a poncho.
Fuck you.
He's like a
I
raincoat
knew you were going
poncho.
to say it.
And it doesn't even go all the way down his back either. It's just there. I mean, there are some cooler versions of the poncho I've seen from fan art where it actually comes down and forms a shield in front of him.
Yeah.
But the artwork on the wiki, just it looks like a cloth poncho laid over top of him.
I can't even begin to argue with you.
So it's gonna have to be a 6 on design for me because it's still cool. It's a mech. It's a
Yeah. It's a mech with a scythe. Like. So what did you total me?
Your total for me is going to be 9, 7, 16 plus 6, 22.
Silver gave
Yeah,
me some high scores today.
I like mechs, and you kind of pandered a little bit with the Iron Man.
I did.
I like mechs, but I don't watch Gundam a lot because a lot of the Gundam animes are political animes.
Yeah, so many of them. Like Iron Blooded Orphans was just straight about refugees.
If they did more mech battles, it'd be great.
And with that, I believe Silver is next.
Yep.
My next one is very Gundam-esque. I'm putting on the ranking. It's not going to be a Gundam. It is from a little anime called Knights and Magic.
Knights like KNI.
Yes. And they call their mechs Silhouette Knights, where it's a magic mechs mixed with mechs. Their mechs can cast spells with magic wands, and then they also get melees. But my mech, my Silhouette Knight I'm choosing from this series is from the MC as well again. It's called Ikaruga.
I've heard of this. Yeah, I've seen this. It's got 6 arms, right?
Yes. It has 6 arms. It is blue in color. He designed his swords to also act as wands. This kid built this mech from scratch because all the other mechs in the series were like 3,000 or 300 years old, and they're using the same exact blueprints, never changing them.
This one just has a shotgun?
Shotguns are magic wands.
The magic is you pointed at something and it goes away.
Yeah, so even the kid had a wand, but he's like, "Oh, I can make this better," and turns it into and he designs it into a gun. Like much easier to cast spells out of this. And the guy. It's an isekai anime, but the guy was a programmer that isekai'd over because he died before he could build his last mech kit just got. Along with having 6 arms for more weaponry holding
Mhm.
and magic casting. Some of its abilities, he has a flexible coat, like a flexible coating, which allows him more movement capabilities. He's got jet thrusters.
I never watched this anime.
His swords are also cannons. He can punch. They got fire spells, magic spells in general they can use. And he pretty much just wrecks everything. It does run off like a magical engine, but all the old mechs were so bad that this guy just like, oh yeah, I'll just make my own engine. And it's a lot more fuel efficient.
Oh, is it like CGI?
A little bit. Not. I think it's got CGI parts.
Okay,
When the sub arms aren't used, they just fold back and hang out back there.
that's funny.
Dislocated arms.
Like the MC says in the show, why use a humanoid form when you're making a mech?
Yeah,
Just add more arms.
every show does that. To be fair,
It is true. It usually does make them stronger.
I can go first. Durability. The thing you said about it having a coat is really cool. So being like extra flexible. From what I'm reading on here, it looks like it's pretty powered in that regard. I'm going to say a 7. Artillery. So the thing about artillery, though, is if everyone has the same thing, it doesn't really make it special.
Well, his is upgraded compared to
Right.
everybody else's because he built his own stronger.
Yeah. So I'll give it an 8 for that. And then design. It is a very cool design. I'm going to say an 8 for that as well. It's 23.
So design wise, I mean, I'm a fan of the 6 sword style here. Or no, he's only got 4 swords.
Hey, you fool.
4 swords, 6 arms.
The 2 arms can hold magic wands,
Where's his wands at?
or they can just be used to grab and stab.
Grab and
You
stab.
grab
Can you
and stab?
imagine holding onto the shoulders of something? I think their forearms are just going. No, that's funny.
Okay, that just convinced me on artillery. Artillery's gonna be we'll give artillery an 8. The grabby stab, that's quite the attack.
The grabby stab technique.
The grabby stabby.
He can also fly.
And then so he could use the move
Flying grabby stabby.
seismic toss grabby stabby.
You stab it all the way up.
With all those arms though, I feel like their ability would probably be a little low because I feel like they could break off. Does his arms ever break?
Not that I
Or is
remember.
this I was gonna say, or is this too newish of an anime to have more than one season?
Don't know. I think it does only have one season, but it's one of those one-off isekais.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it looks like it has the potential to be boss armor, but if it's the main character, it's got to get defeated at least once and then come back.
Yeah.
7 on durability. For design, I am definitely a fan of multiple arms.
Yeah, we know.
Not much of a fan of the color blue, but the fact that they're actually using blue and yellow as the highlight, I feel like you see a lot of like blue and other colors for highlights, not yellow. We'll give it a 9. Definitely an anime I should probably look into. It's gonna get added to my list.
It's on Crunchyroll.
I'm in the middle of one. As soon as it ends, I'm gonna have like 50,000 animes to watch.
And that brings us to the last one.
Yep, this is the one where it's gonna be like, is it really a mech? Is it not really a mech? I went down that road.
This is about to be all of the bullshit.
You can probably guess which one it is.
No.
Because we talked about it during the last one. He's one of my favorite characters. Mecha Garglemon.
It's not it's just Gargamon.
Whatever. It's a mech.
So, wait, hold on. So you're picking Mega Gargamon.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm.
Because his tamer is inside of him piloting.
I'm not
Kinda.
disagreeing with you that that's a mech. I will not fight you on that because I think now if you would have said like Omnimon, right, or something like that, where it's not what is it a spirit DNA, spirit fusion or spirit solution?
DNA of War Greymon and Metal Garurumon.
Right. This season where the tamers have to specifically fuse with the Digimon to control them, I will allow that because that's
Biomerge. That's what it was called.
yeah.
I mean, it's close. The mechs this way.
I knew you were gonna be the holdout.
Yeah.
If this was the only way Mega Gargamon could be formed, you can digivolve into Mega Gargamon in other ways with the video game.
With the video game, yes, but I was going off show version.
Well, we'll let it pass because Henry's technically in there.
We'll let it pass because I think it's cool.
Plus, you got giant shoulder paladins, which I know will knock your score down from mages. Yeah.
Because of the giant sad faces on the shoulders? No, not me.
Who doesn't want blasted by giant happy rockets flying at your face?
They're not happy rockets.
They are.
Those are not smiling faces.
They can be if you look at them upside down.
Silver, you want to go first?
I'm in danger.
Well, out of the three trio of this season of Digimon Tamers,
Wasn't there 4?
there's 3 main ones, right?
There's 3 main ones.
Takato, Rika, Henry, and then Justimons.
That doesn't count. They're not the main 3.
He's still biomerged.
Look at monDe fishing over there.
He definitely looks durable, but yeah, I believe they're the weakest combo of the group, slowest, weakest, and seem to be defeated first usually, mainly because they don't dodge.
He's a glass cannon.
He's the definition of a glass cannon.
Yeah.
So durability wise, I'm gonna have to go with a 4 on durability, just because they always seem to get knocked out first, and in the games, I never have good luck with Mega Gargamon.
You don't use him right.
You don't use him right.
Artillery wise, got the big rockets on the shoulders, got machine guns mounted in the wrists, very large in size, status, can shoot lasers out of the fingers, rockets out of the chests. Artillery, yeah, we'll go 10. No, 9. We'll go 9, just because he can be outpowered by some other moves. Because using guns against Digimon, that can also use bigger guns and nukes. I'm going to go with a 9 for artillery. And for design, arguably the ugliest of,
What?
but it is the only mechish one.
Yeah, and we're on mechs.
We'll go 7. Be generous with a 7 for a total of 20.
Dang. It's higher than I expected from you. It is the mechish looking one, which is cool. I agree with Silver that it's the weakest of the 3, though. It's got grenades, which is cool. I want to like it. I really do. I'm going to start with artillery because that's the easiest one. 9. It's got a lot of artillery. It's fine. Durability, 7. Because it's what's that level called? Is it mega level or is it ultimate level?
It's mega.
Yeah, so a very high level. So I mean that helps, but So yeah, durability 8, artillery 9, and then design 5. It's fine. It's just I almost get sad when I see it because there's so much wasted potential because it could be so much cooler. And then you also see like my favorite one from that season was the Renamon final one. Was it Sequoiamon?
Oh, Sakuyamon.
Yeah, so cool. And then you got this.
So did you say 8 or 7 for durability?
8. What's that? 13 plus 9, 22.
But did you remember it has big shoulders in design?
I did. That took it down a little bit for me.
I already got a 5.
Every single one I rated low had big shoulders. Silver's over here trying to get me to go lower. Did you remember how much it sucked?
We will be right back after we tally up our scores.
Bing, 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 bing.
And we're back with our scores. All right, let's go in order of how we presented. So, Mage, first up.
I had a final score of 133.
Oh, my score 132.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, monDe.
my score 1.
He cracked 100, folks.
124.
Okay.
To be fair, that's much closer than it was last time.
Yes.
Because you were only behind us by 8. Last time you were behind us by 14.
Yeah, I didn't even hit triple digits last time.
Yeah. We're not there this time, so
We scored them all a lot higher this time. A lot of
we
sevens,
did.
I think.
It was a cool one. It was a like these are all ones we like.
It's hard to kind of compare and contrast them because they're all from different universes, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Powerpuff Girls.
Gundam.
Okay, now, since we forgot last week, this week, honorable mentions. Mage, who are your honorable mentions?
Real quick before that, winning, it is tied. Me and Silver each have 2 wins apiece. So we can keep that scoreboard going.
Stupid game.
We'll get the next one, I'm sure. My honorable mentions, I had Megas XLR from the show Megas XLR. I had Power Rangers, specifically the Dino Thunder Megazord from the uh, Dino Thunder series. Just because it had a bunch of different dinos you could use, it was really cool. And I'm autistic and like dinosaurs. I had the armor from Trapped in a Dating Sim. The armor he finds like in the woods. It's an ancient armor. Metal Gear Rex from Metal Gear Solid. Voltron Defender of the Universe. And this was one I was going to have to argue, so I didn't use it. In My Hero Academia, when Star and Stripe uses the air around her to create a giant mech out of the solidified air, I was going to argue tooth and nail for that.
Not much of a mech there. That's more of a power like Susanoo from Sasuke.
Hey, we said Susanoo would be one.
True.
But yeah, those were my honorable mentions.
I didn't have quite as big as a list. My one that was also questionable was also a Gundam, but it was the real life Gundam that's standing in Japan right now in front of the Gundam
Oh,
factory.
I thought they took that down
I think they're working on it still.
yeah.
because I remember seeing a thing on the TikTok about the Gundam museum thing got dismantled and they had to like haul the life size Gundam away.
That's sad.
Right?
That's really cool.
I knew it was supposed to be taken out. I'm not sure if it is. There's an article online right now that says it's supposed to be displayed at the Osaka Expo in 2025.
Oh,
So
that's
it might
good.
come back somewhere.
Bring it back.
It's a very cool piece of machinery.
And that's really my only other one. Gurren Lagann. as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much as a mecha anime I mentioned earlier.
It was weird because like as I was going through, I had like a list of ones, and they were all very like basic ones. So like Gurren Lagann was one. I had original Gundam on there, and I was sitting there like picking through, and I was like, I don't. Those are gonna get picked. So I like skipped those and kept going to like more generic ones, or not generic ones. Sorry.
I looked at Gurren Lagann's, but I just hate all their mech designs.
Yeah,
They're ugly.
they're
I just didn't
not
like the
great.
show very well either.
I also had like originally I had Pacific Rim on here, the movie.
Yeah.
And I did end up like I think they're called Jaegers.
Yeah.
But it's been so long since I've seen that movie that I don't really know much about it. monDe, did you have any?
Yes. A few of them were tooth and nail, though. My one is the robot from Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
That would have. I forgot about that show.
I could not find much details though on it. Besides, I think it was their base, and they like took it around.
Yeah.
Then I had Naruto with Kurama because he puts the cloak around him like it's a mech. He controls it.
That's
along
fair.
with Susanoo.
Yeah, Susanoo is the same thing.
Because they pretty much become a foxy mech when they combined.
Mm-hmm. It's just an armored Kurama.
And then I was trying to argue Mecha Naruto, but I think he's actually a straight robot. So I was like, no, he's straight robo.
Yeah, he just a robot.
But yeah, that was it then. Oh, Samarimon. Then there was also one I had thought of, but I don't know the name of the anime. Silver probably does. It's one where this girl gets inside I think it's a girl, gets inside like a bear suit and can control him in the bear suit's like alive, but when she's in it, she can like control the bear suit.
What?
Yeah.
Is it a mech?
It's not much of a mech. It's almost like he's a stuffed animal, but
oh yeah, you're talking about
I knew Silver would know.
Glepnir.
Glepnir?
Did you say Glepnir?
It's called Glepnir.
Oh, what the fuck am I looking at?
The guy in Glepnir turns into the stuffed animal, and then the girl gets inside him and is like a suit. Does all
this
the
is
fighting.
A horror anime, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he turns
bits and pieces of it.
He turns into the suit, and then she climbs inside of him.
Fuck no. Listen, I know my limit. That is well past it.
I knew Silver would know. I wanted to use it, but I couldn't figure out how to find it. I was like, it's a mech, kinda.
What a poll! Just I could watch Silver like flipping through the files in his mind and just pulling the random like one file out of the back. Oh, it's Glepnir.
There's another one I just thought of that should be on honorable mention. The Black Bull's base.
Oh yeah, Raging Bull.
I was gonna say I just thought of another one that could be technically Bobobo because he has little Bobobos inside his afro
show.
that can.
It's just so stupid. All right. So monDe, since you lost, spectacularly,
I did better this time.
Do you want me to spin the wheel for the next episode?
Spin the wheel. Let's have it.
Have about 18 different options right now.
Perfect. I hope I get deaths.
Oh, I'm so glad we specified this one. Transformations.
I actually already have a few things lined up.
So let's set parameters then. So what quantifies a transformation?
Physically different, not a suit.
Physically different. Okay. So a Power Ranger getting morphing is not a transformation.
Nope. Yeah.
Okay.
Magical Girls, not a transformation.
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon is an outfit. I wouldn't count that.
Okay.
Germa 66.
That's also an outfit.
Oh, so we're talking like Kid Goku to Great Ape. Like, they have to look physically different.
Goku to Super Saiyan.
Kafka to Kaiju number 8.
Don't you take my list. The first three that came to my mind, we all just said.
So like Frieza.
That the main male MC and Glepnir turning into that stuffed fursuit.
Shut the fuck up.
It's transformation.
And then monDe will find a time to pick the categories that we will use.
So like the mech, from like the lion to the person to the bigger person.
Yeah, that'd be a transformation.
I can see that.
Okay.
Can I make a rule though? No Pokemon evolutions and no Digimon evolutions. There's too easy. There's so many of them. We already have a bunch of ideas flowing, as you can tell.
Yeah, I'm still gonna lose.
We'll see you all in the next apocalypse.
Hello, Chaotic here. Thank you for listening to Archetype Apocalypse. Mage, monDe, and Silver will be back to debate soon, but if you just can't wait to get your hands on more, check out the other projects within Mythic Gates on Discord or at monstersmythe.wixsite.com. A quick tip since Silver can't hear me either. If you sub to Patreon, you get episodes a week early. Don't tell him I told you. See you next time, AA Fiends.